All right, welcome and a Merry Christmas. Buon Natale.
Buon Noel Bien. Well, I don't know. What's like Merry Noel?
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
It is the Christmas month, and as people know, we celebrate the whole month of something.
Yes.
We don't just do a Halloween movie on Halloween.
No.
We're not just doing a Christmas movie on Christmas. So we are starting with the 30th anniversary of A Muppet Christmas Carol. Welcome to Two Drink Cinema. We are two brothers reviewing movies 2 drinks at a time. Hello, Brett.
Hi, Lou.
Not bad.
Kermit or Fozzie? Take your pick.
In between.
Yeah.
I can't do any. I was going to try a
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. That's better.
I was going to try
You're a dick, Mr. Scrooge.
Miss Piggy, but an old skinflint, which I'm not sure what that means. That's what they call him a number of times.
Oh.
I don't think it has anything to do with foreskins.
Remember that for the
First
insults?
Eye in the Archie.
Gosh.
We review everything on the Archie Q De Niro scale and score it accordingly on really important categories.
Yeah.
The first of which is alcoholic.
Yes.
And
Because we're a drinking podcast that watch movies.
yes, and what we do is come up with a cocktail for each movie. I looked up Christmas cocktails,
Eggnog.
and I found one called a peppermint mocha.
Okay.
It has Kahlua, creme de menthe on top in a hot chocolate, topped with Dream Whip and green sprinkles. It's
Okay.
meant to have a candy cane.
We couldn't find
But
a candy cane.
for some reason, there's no candy canes. Now, apologise for the looks of it already, listeners and all viewers.
Oh, the colour is...
It's not a great colour.
This is a bit rank. Oh.
I've kind
Also,
of
At one stage, didn't we say no more dairy with alcohol?
no more shooken dairy.
Okay, this cream out of a can
This
is
is topped
different.
with Dream Whip.
Do we mix the cream in, or how do we?
I don't know. I'm not holding out high hopes, I'll be honest. But it's hot.
Jesus.
Which-
Ooh, hot
yeah.
alcohol. Oh, all right.
Cheers. I wasn't expecting it to be hot for some reason. Also, drinking hot through a straw. I don't know.
Because it hits you in the mouth.
It's a minty hot chocolate, and
It's actually not bad.
it actually has a bit of alcohol in it. What if we stir some cream in?
Get some cream up in there as well.
I'm stirring all my cream in, and so it looks worse.
Yours looks disgusting.
It looks like sludge
You know
now,
what?
mine.
I mean, it's chocolate, mint, and coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't taste alcohol.
No. The original recipe was peppermint vodka, but we have a bottle of creme de menthe that had one shot taken out of it, so we decided to use creme de menthe.
This cream's not that great.
I'm okay with that. Do you want more cream? More Dream Whip?
Dream Whip.
Probably needs more Kahlua.
Yeah, it just tastes like choc mint.
Yeah, which is fine. And we'll let you know when we get to Google reviews how drunk we've gotten. Because we doubled the quantities, remember?
I'm just eating the cream.
We doubled the quantities because we have big jar glasses. I'm going to start off by giving it a 3 because
Really?
it's a good
Okay.
flavour. But I reserve the right to add a point later if, when I finish it,
Okay.
I'm slurring my Google reviews.
Noted.
Okay.
In the words of a new Netflix show, that's like a reality competition show for bartenders.
MasterChef cocktails.
Mixologists.
But I'm putting the call out again. If you're listening and you're a mixologist, we will guest you on the show
Yeah.
because we are amateurs, as you will see in the pictures on our Instagram.
As they said about 17 times in one episode, doesn't have a great mouth feel.
You took the piss out of me the other week when I said remember ages ago we did the
and
sorbet
I took
one.
a piss out of the people in the show because I'm like, you sound like a pretentious dickhead.
Remember we
Just
did the
drink your
sorbet
vodka.
one. It had the mouthfeel of the sorbet, which I quite liked.
Yeah.
Which was like a Calippo.
God. Alrighty. So a 3 for the cocktail.
Yeah, I reckon a 3, but reserving the right to add a point if I'm drunk in the Google reviews. Okay?
Yep.
I haven't had a pre-drink tonight.
Oh, well.
Okay?
What the fuck are we doing then? Pause the recording.
Spoilers, we're flying somewhere at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So we don't want to be too drunk. 3, the movie in terms of alcoholicness, there's a couple of toasts. They toast at dinner.
Yeah.
They toast some other time.
In the end, you know when he's like, I'm not a dick anymore because of I saw the ghosts.
Because I'm going to buy the only turkey left.
Yeah.
As if somewhere on
weird.
Christmas morning would still have a turkey.
Because it's a poor town, because he's evicted everyone.
That's true.
Nobody can afford a prize turkey.
They're all living on the street. As if that little rat, not Rizzo the rat,
Oh, the cute little
the
caroling
cute little one,
thing.
as if that couldn't live in a little crevice somewhere.
Look, it's a Muppet movie. I'm not going to...
All right.
Um,
At the end,
At the end, you know, they come in and one of them has like a basket that has drinks in it. Don't know if they're alcoholic.
there's at least 3 toasts.
Do they drink at the Christmas party in the Christmas past
Surely.
with Fozzie Wiggles or whatever his name is? Fozzie Wiggs?
Fozziwigs.
What is that?
Fozziwigs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And Mrs. Fozziwigs, the mum. Fozziwig and mum.
Yeah.
The name of the business. I'm only going to give it a 1.5.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or were you going to give it a 1?
I was just going to give it a 1
All right, 1.
because they don't drink.
Because I actually thought about 1.
'Cause
They actually
puppets
can't
can't
drink.
drink.
And we
So-
don't ever see the only human main character drink.
Except for the nephew, who's kind of a dick.
I assume that those Muppets that are always like, lunch,
Yeah,
lunch,
the
are like
pigs.
off to the club for
Off to-
lunch
yeah.
and they're having drinks there.
Going to the pub and they just go,
No, like-
let's have a boozy lunch.
Like the country club.
oh, yes,
they're those
'cause
kind
they're
of
white
ones.
meat. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're the white men. I know him from the business.
Oh, Johnson, how are you? How's business? Oh, fiscal this and...
Yeah, all of that.
I don't know. I don't work in
1
finance.
for alcoholic.
Cool. Now, the R is representation.
Yeah. Well,
That was a 0.
there are lots of different colours of Muppet.
And like...
Interspecial and
Yes.
racial.
Yeah, whereas if a frog and a pig have a baby and it's a boy, it's a frog. If it's a girl, it's a pig.
I love that about cartoons. When you get because you see it even like in
Oh, look at that now. Disgusting.
oh
That's the cocktail. It's all settled, and this is why we don't do dairy anymore.
yeah, all right.
We might have to do an eggnog at some stage. I've never drank an eggnog.
All right, let's do eggnog for whatever is next.
Oh, what's next?
I like in cartoons and kids' movies and things like that where like the boys just look like the dad and the daughters look like the mum. So
Yeah.
they have had twin daughters that both look exactly like Miss Piggy.
Yep.
Then they've had an older boy and a tiny Tim. Oh, pour one out.
No, he lives in it.
Oh no, in the real one he doesn't. In the real Christmas Carol he dies.
Oh, but I was okay. Good.
But then
Not
Gonzo-
good, but I couldn't remember what the real story was.
because Rizzo's like, oh, did he live? And Gonzo's like, oh, well,
Tiny Tim,
actually...
who is not dead.
Yes, he is not dead. So don't pour one out for Muppet Tiny Tim, who looks like a little Kermit. Yeah, but the only people are white.
The only people are white, and they're voiced by white people. All the Muppets, I'm pretty sure. But like there's a variety of Muppet species.
And colours.
Yeah.
Purple,
And
blue, green.
affluence.
Yes.
Didn't notice any gay Muppets.
Well, you didn't notice.
What's a kids movie?
It is a kids' movie.
I'm tempted to say a 0 or a 0.5.
I'm tempted to say a 1
Okay.
because Muppets are diverse.
Okay.
And it's showing kids that even if you're purple with a dick face, you can still play Charles Dickens in a movie.
Dickens
face.
Dickens dick nose. Okay, well, we'll give you... What were you going to say? A 1?
1.
I'll give you a 1 because I took half off for the alcohol,
all right.
so we've compromised. We're even now.
All right, from here on out, we got to make an even split of compromises.
Now, Lee, I don't know if you cried,
Did you cry?
but I almost moistened my eyes.
Your eyes almost moistened.
Yeah,
Like, the way you
it's
said it's
spray
like...
water in my eyes. The end with Tiny Tim?
When they're all happy.
Yeah? Or when he was actually going to die? No, after he had died. In the future.
The Christmas future.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, they're sad, but they're, oh, that was, he used to love the ducks. Oh.
Oh, yeah. The ducks.
Almost moistened, but didn't.
Could have just had duck for dinner. Caught one of the ducks.
True. If Tiny Tim could get off his leg and go and hunt a duck.
He can't be that poor, Bob Cratchit, because they're eating goose.
Yeah, goose is not turkey or chicken or duck. It's the shit bird.
Yeah. What is it?
Well, they're not eating pigeon.
In England...
Is there a Muppet goose?
In England, a lot of them eat goose for Christmas. Goose
Really?
Goose is quite common, I think, in England for Christmas.
Do you know, once in an Irish pub, I learned how to kill a goose.
Oh, yeah.
You can't break its neck. Because
No.
you just swing it around in the next to thing and you can't
Yep.
break it. So just chop its head off.
You got to chop its head off. None of them ate chicken. There's lots of always chickens in Muppet movies, like real live chickens
For
some reason. And the rubber chicken that the Swedish chef has.
Oh, the Swedish chef makes an appearance. How good's that?
In Sweden, they changed it to the Norwegian chef.
And he's just like, he's not hurdy-gurdy. He's like,
No, it's the same.
hurdy-gurdy.
It sounds like that woman in Veep. Is she Norway?
I think so.
She's funny.
That wasn't an attempt to... Oh, wait.
If you haven't watched Veep, watch Veep, everyone.
Everybody watch Veep.
All right. My eyes moistened at the happy ending, of course, because I don't cry for sad things.
God bless us, everyone.
Oh.
What you talking about, everyone? Sorry.
Or God bless us, everyone. Michael
God
Caine.
bless us. I'm Michael Caine. I do the same voice as whether I'm talking to Bob
He gets very
or
angry.
if I'm Mike Myers' dad.
He gets very angry, Michael Caine.
He's a decent Scrooge.
Well,
Although, maybe not the best dancer when
No.
he's dancing with
No.
the ghost of Christmas present. And it's just like...
is the Christmas... Oh, the Christmas present is the big giant one.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
He's so funny.
But the Christmas past is the creepy dead child.
You're a little absent-minded spirit. No, I'm a large absent-minded spirit. Oh.
Did I already say that?
Oh, he's so good.
Chris is a guy with a gift on giving. Anyway.
He said, Michael Caine said to Brian Henson when he was doing it, he said, he goes, the only way I reckon this will really work is if Michael Caine plays it just straight
Oh, yeah.
and doesn't play off the Muppets and the humour.
Well, I thought that was one of the good things that worked, is that it's a good balance of Muppet
Yeah.
and the humans talk like the book is written.
Why? And I haven't read the book, sorry, everybody.
Why would I read the book? There's been 14 different
Yeah, okay.
versions of a movie.
I haven't read the book, but I think that most of Michael Caine's dialogue is from the book
Yeah.
because it's
'Cause he
very
does
clearly
speak
different.
weird.
Speak old weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, if you had a drink every time he said humbug, oh, you're drunk before the ghost of Christmas past gets there.
He only says bar humbug a couple of times. Most of the time it's just humbug.
But he's like, bah, humbug,
Just humbug. Lots of humbug.
humbug this and humbug that.
Speaking of humbug, we have neighbours either side of this house. I hope you haven't heard it, listeners, that have new dogs.
Yes.
The one across that road,
Yep.
new little yappy dog. The one in that direction, westerly, has a larger barky dog.
And I think
I
they're
hope
having
you're
a
not hearing it.
conversation with each other.
Yeah,
and getting
over our
acquainted.
house. Not good. Anyway, humbug to them. So what? Crying a 0.5.
0.5, I think.
Because you almost moistened and my just moistened
Yeah.
one spot.
You know,
It's
when
a
it was
comedy.
just like, oh, hey, Piggy, you love the ducks. Hey, Kermit. Kermit's funny. There was one line when he was singing. I'm like, that sounds hilarious. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, you know, with his
He's always
Kermit
funny
voice.
with the singing. Kermit.
God bless us, everyone.
Horny.
Look, it's a bunch of puppets.
It's a bunch of puppets. I didn't notice anything.
The only thing is when young Scrooge meets that girl,
Oh, yeah.
instant horniness.
Middle age. Not middle-aged. The middle age of Scrooge in the movie.
And not teenage.
Late teen.
Young adult.
First job Scrooge, who's a much better actor than young Scrooge.
Oh, don't. No, young Scrooge is terrible. Yes,
Young
headmaster.
Young Scrooge just looks confused all the time.
Maybe because he thought he was talking to Yoda. Because that headmaster was Yoda. He was like, you have to go, you do.
Or
that
maybe,
was a terrible Yoda. I could do better than that.
or maybe no one told him that he was acting against Muppets. And he's just rocked up and I'm talking to a bit of felt now.
Yeah. Apprenticeship you have.
That's pretty good, actually. You can't do impersonations of actors.
Yes, headmaster. I can do an impression of young Scrooge. Yes, headmaster.
No, but like
Yes, headmaster.
even when he says the lines with the right
Yes,
inflection,
headmaster.
is the same look.
The face is like, yes, headmaster.
But the line is, yes, headmaster, but looking with the most confusion ever.
The thing is, he shouldn't be confused by his line because he says, yes, headmaster, yes, headmaster 4
Yeah.
times, and that's it.
He also shouldn't be confused because he's been cast in a movie that he presumably auditioned for.
I'm going to predict that young Scrooge, the actor who played that,
Yep.
didn't get a lot of work after this.
Yeah, unless...
How are you going at memorizing lines? I'm like, if I say the same line 4 times, I get it right 50% of the time.
Yeah. And as long as the person opposite me is a real person, I'll be okay.
Yeah. That was funny, though, in that bit where they have the busts, headstone things
Yes.
of the ancient people, but
Yeah.
they were like Muppet-style
Muppet version Shakespeare,
and Muppet
yeah.
version
They're good at
Aristotle.
those
Quite
little
funny.
backgroundy things.
And then, although I didn't like, then later when he's like, that's the American way, and then he's like, pish, 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 pish.
Oh, that's the British way.
I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
No.
Kids might. I don't know. But I was like, you're already breaking the fourth wall a lot. Don't
It's
like
called narration.
don't like mix the things.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to even say that's the American way.
Yeah.
I love the dad jokes in Muppet movies. It's just great. Anyway,
That cocktail
we're up to
is-
horny.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be anyway.
The
Horny,
mouthfeel, not great.
I reckon it's pretty much a 0.
It's
Or
well,
if that 0.25.
it's more love than horniness that he sees her, though.
It's a fine line between horniness and love.
And Miss Piggy is always horny for Kermit. That's just
Yeah.
a given in anything that they do.
Yeah. Well, she was good at being sad.
She was good at being... Oh, I was going to say she could have been angry, but that's her whole character.
Yeah. Wait, can I do Miss Piggy?
No. Insults. This is the first movie that we've done where there's a whole song of insults.
There is a whole song called Scrooge is a Dick.
So that's a 2-pointer. Because it's a whole song of insults.
And a lot of it is, if he'd become a flavour, you bet he'd be sour. I'm like, oh!
Well, and then
Burn.
how's the bloody ghost of Christmas past, the little creepy bitch,
Yeah.
taking him back to his nephew, calling him an unwanted creature?
No, that was
Oh.
present, wasn't it?
Wasn't it that little creepy bitch?
No, because that was present.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But no, the creepy one code back. And then the thing is like, Scrooge, I thought was smart. But when it's like, you should know by now, these ghosts are come to tell you how much of a terrible person you are. That by the ghost of Christmas future, who is this terrible person who has died?
Yeah.
It's obviously you dumb idiot. You odious, stingy, wicked, and unfeeling person and badly dressed.
I wrote the same thing. And an old skinflint.
No, that wasn't.
An
Miss
old
Piggy.
skinflint.
Gosh.
I don't know what that means.
Skinflint.
I should look it up.
Skinflint.
So insults, what do you think?
We have our own score on this, interestingly.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 2.
I'm giving it a 3 because basically the whole movie is Scrooge is an asshole and everybody hates him.
Yeah.
And at every turn, someone says something bad about him.
And he
There's
has
the
a
whole
real
song.
Impact on life. His attitude has an impact on the whole life because now he's nice. Tiny Tim lives.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything else. He doesn't take him to the doctor. All he gives him is some turkey, and that was like his medicine.
Turkey's a bit of a superfood, they say. It's got a lot of good things in it.
Cranberries too.
Cranberries too, yeah.
Antioxidants.
Pumpkin in the pumpkin pie. Is that what they have at Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving,
But this is
I believe.
England, so it
Well,
doesn't
they don't
matter.
have Thanksgiving.
And
And I
English-
bet you they have Black Friday sales. Don't get me started.
English people don't eat pumpkin, generally,
Oh, really?
because they often fed the pumpkins to the pigs, because pumpkin's like a weed.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Remember we had neighbours.
I do not like pumpkin.
Remember we had neighbours and they were
Over
their
the back
whole
fence.
backyard was pumpkins.
The ones over the back fence.
No, our neighbour that was also our teacher that I went and fed the dogs sometimes. I'll tell you off air.
Oh,
Their whole backyard was
yeah.
no.
Nah?
Their whole
Nine?
backyard was full of pumpkins because it's like a weed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
I'm gonna be
Bloody
thinking-
terrible story.
I'm gonna be thinking of who this person is for the rest of the movie.
Okay.
Episode. Okay.
I'm giving it a 3 for insults.
3 for insults. I'm giving it a 2. Look, the end of Archie is all about the enclosures. I mean, Scrooge's house is huge.
And considering how poor Bob Cratchit is,
Yeah.
his house is big too.
Yeah.
It's a 3.
It's definitely a 3. Can I just say,
He's got a stairway straight into his bedroom. Scrooge.
the Marleys,
Yeah.
funny guys.
We've based our logo on them.
Exactly. Don't tell the copyright.
It's an homage. It's an homage. That's okay.
What's that? They make one really bad. They have the best dad jokes.
Yeah.
Our assets are frozen. Oh no, that was the mouse. Is the bookkeepers.
Oh no, he said some.
It's good to be heckling again. It's good to be doing anything again.
At one point, one of them makes a joke and they laugh, but then he goes, "No, leave the comedy to the bear."
Yeah,
Because Fozzie Bear's character wants to be a stand-up comedian.
yeah,
So that's a little Muppet in joke that no kid's getting.
yeah. It's like, oh, the speech. It was pointless. It was short. I loved it. Oh.
Humbug.
So yeah, 3 for enclosure, definitely.
Yeah. Q is quotability. There's lots of good jokes. God, humbug, and God bless us everyone.
God bless us, everyone.
They're both quotable, but are they quotable because of this? I think for our generation they are.
Maybe.
I'm not quoting the book.
I'm not quoting
when I say
the Jim
humbug.
Carrey creepy animated version.
And I'm not quoting, even though for some reason I thought when he was going to ring the door knocker, Goofy was going to come up from the Mickey Christmas Carol.
We're doing that next week.
I think our generation, bar humbug, comes from this movie.
I think so.
I for
But it's
impact.
just also being a bar humbug and being a Scrooge is just like in the vernacular,
Yeah.
in the zeitgeist.
If you are grumpy and miserly,
If you're a skin flint,
you're a Scrooge.
if you're skin
If you are odious, stingy, wicked, and badly dressed,
well,
you're a Michael Caine Scrooge.
yeah. So quotability, I don't know, maybe like a 1.5 for me.
One of the good dad jokes is this food that Charles Dickens and Rizzo the Rat are trying to sell, but he's eating all of it.
Oh yeah,
And Rizzo goes, "I'm creating scarcity. It drives the prices up."
yeah. Okay.
They have so many jokes that kids won't get.
Rizzo started strong.
Got a bit annoying.
Got a bit annoying.
Got a bit, and then came, I think, better at the end.
Yeah, because he was all like in his feels. But It was
Yeah.
just annoying. I'm like, why do we need a rat from New Jersey in this England thing? I'm assuming he's from New Jersey. It was
He says
he's
I'm from New
"Oi,
Jersey.
I'm
He-
going tanning.
When he gets chased by the cat, he says I'm from New Jersey for some reason. Like that's going to stop the cat
It's
chasing
like,
him,
I'm going to bash you. I'm from New Jersey.
like Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
But then he was born to run. I know this story like the back of my hand.
that was
It's
funny.
an oldie,
Yeah.
but a great one.
It's a really good one.
When he tells what the back of the hand is. I didn't write a lot of them, but I just love the dad jokes and the puns.
Yeah, it was good.
Not that they're quotable.
Nah.
I'm going to give it a 2 for quotability, actually,
Okay, that's good.
because I think, bar humbug, people our generation, I'm going to say it again, from this movie say it.
Oh, yeah, I think so. All right. Perhaps. Who knows?
God bless us, everyone. That's not how Tiny Tim sounds.
God bless us, everyone. No, neither's that.
Coke or Pepsi is the D for De Niro for drink.
I didn't notice.
Didn't notice either. They
Didn't
didn't
notice
exist in that
either.
time,
They didn't.
in the Charles Dickens time.
No.
Electricity didn't exist.
No, it didn't.
They were doing work by candlelight.
And by coals. Jesus, can't talk.
You're right. Maybe this
Oh, maybe
is
it is
having an
stronger than
impact.
I thought.
I still don't. It's warm now.
It's warm and the cream's in there and it's a bit rank.
Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of this cocktail. I'm going to keep it as a 3.
Okay. Oh.
I reckon if we looked at the history, you've done better than me for cocktails. I go a little bit more out there.
You go, let's chuck sorbet in it. And I'm like,
You're like,
this will be good.
let's just make a different version of martini.
Yeah,
That's
I've
what
done
you
that
do.
3 times.
Yeah, blood martini
Blood
for Nosferatu,
martini, Cabaret martini.
French 75.
French 75 martini.
I think that's a champagne cocktail, not a martini.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was in a book, so it has to be true.
Correct. Drink 0. No Coke,
0,
no
no
Pepsi.
Coke, no Pepsi.
E for endurance. It's still watchable.
I think it's still really watchable.
Puppets don't age.
Puppets, and they're not special effects.
The only couple of times is when Kermit, like when he was on the ice with the penguins for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
When the Muppets have to stand on their own,
Yeah.
a couple of those effects weren't great.
Yeah, and I think that some of the effects with the creepy Ghost of Christmas Past baby dead thing were a bit weird.
I don't. Oh, she creeped me out
I don't
more
get
than
it.
death.
Where are you, Mr. Scrooge?
Is that creepy
Do
thing
you
a Muppet?
remember this, Mr. Scrooge?
Is she a Muppet from other Muppet things?
I don't know.
I'd rather walk around with death than with her.
I'd rather be a dick for the rest of my life. I'd rather die alone than hang around with that creepy
Alone
dead
and
baby
rich.
ghost child thing. Oh, Ghost of Christmas Past. Hey.
Ghost of Christmas Present was fun.
He was good.
I'll
Death
hang
didn't
around with
say
him.
Anything.
That's good.
Um,
The salmon mousse. It's the only line
I thought the same thing.
It's the only line from Death that I like.
Oh, someone rules.
Monty Python. Is that a Christmas
Python,
movie?
Meaning of Life?
Yeah. Is that a Christmas movie?
It's a life movie.
I don't think they actually have any
Life
Christmas
of
in it.
Brian is a Christmas movie.
Correct. Maybe we should watch that.
I
I think that's got an anniversary. 1977,
think
possibly.
we did that last year. We've already done it.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Because it's in my top 10.
It is. There we go. All right. Endurance. The effects are still good. The jokes are still funny. The song's still pretty
Funny, inverted commas.
yeah. The songs are still a bit modern feeling.
They're very Muppety songs.
They're not like modern Disney power ballad for Adina Menzel to belt out, but they're good.
No, that's true. The overture, very Christmassy.
On Christmas It's the joy of giving gift to another. And then that's when Michael Caine does his little jaunty dance.
He's a better dancer than
That's when I laughed the most.
he's a better dancer than Nick Robinson in Love, Simon.
That's true.
Spoiler, that's next week actually.
That's in a different podcast.
That's a different podcast and not out yet.
Yeah, true. Endurance 3.
3.5 for me.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Agree on that one.
Ding ding. We should give a movie a bonus point if we agree.
Agree. Double the score if we agree. Although that's a lot of zeros, but it's double 0 is 0. Anyway.
That's true.
Endurance. Nostalgia. How'd we go on the nostalgia?
This
wrote
has nostalgia.
0.
This has
I wrote
nostalgia
nothing
though.
about nostalgia. It has nostalgia. I think generally the Muppets, but more the Muppet movie because I'm more of like Fozzie Bear. Go in the Fozzie Bear. Waka waka.
Driving down the road, there's the fork in the road, and they go to that church, and the band's playing.
Yeah. Which one's that? Just the Muppet
That's
movie.
the Muppet movie.
Right.
And there's the frog legs. And there's those two guys hunting Kermit because he's got the best legs in the business because he can dance.
Yep.
That's a good movie.
Muppet movie.
We should watch that.
I think Rainbow Connection would be a good karaoke song.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
You play the banjo like this. And you will find me the rainbow. I can't do Kermit. The lovers, the dreamers. Nah, sorry.
Oh, what great
By the time we do
quality
karaoke,
audio.
by the time we do it at karaoke, I'll have worked out my Kermit impression.
Ooh.
That's the bit of
Anyway,
the cream coming back.
Cream, yeah. Oh, gosh. Nostalgia. Look, I don't know. I have Muppet nostalgia, but I don't know if it's from this. It's from the other movie more.
No, I have a 3 nostalgia for this,
I feel like I want to say a 2.
but I don't remember how the big orchestral score.
Like if
That's
I'm
big.
giving Aladdin of the same year a 4.5, 5, whatever I gave Aladdin.
4.5, I think.
This is, about half that. I agree.
What did I just say?
You
3.5?
said 3.
3, yeah, that's fine.
2 for me. Then the last I is for impact.
Yeah, I think
Giving lift to another. I don't know. It's like you can't. It's the Christmas Carol adaptation. It's a good one.
the book has it. The book has large impact.
The book has large impact because 57 movies have been made about the book, and
the book
18
is a
different
classic.
TV shows have episodes based on
Yes.
the thing, Family Guy included.
I think this has impact because a new generation, our generation, millennials, know this movie, know the story because of this movie.
And Gen X is a bit.
I think if it wasn't for, because Gen Xers grew up with the Muppet Show,
Yeah.
my husband.
So they would have been like,
So they would
have
have
a
been
movie.
Muppets, and it would have been like Big Brother, Little Brother, watching together for different reasons.
I'm so glad Beaker made an appearance.
I like that some of them were characters and some of them were just them. Like Kermit played Bob Cratchit,
Yeah, it's like
but Beaker
starring
was Beaker.
Bob Kermit as Bob Cratchit.
Yeah.
But Beaker was just Beaker and whatever the
Rizzo the Rat
Doctor.
and the
Dunno.
Swedish Chef.
And the talking. I don't remember there being so many talking food.
Oh yeah,
Like fruit and pumpkins that are getting stolen.
in the Muppets, there's lots of talking food
There you go.
and always chickens. I said that
Yeah,
already.
because they're easy to sit on a thing and be like,
Yeah, but also real chickens just walking the streets of London.
yeah. I tell you what though, that little caroling rat mouse
Oh,
thing was so
cute.
cute. And then it was all freezing. And then it's...
How
and then
could
got
you
the
not give
turkey.
money to him?
Yeah, because you're Scrooge. You're a skint.
Skinflint.
Skinflint.
You're not skint. That means you got no money.
But you were skint, ain't ya?
What did I?
I'm
So
not
that's the
drinking any more of
orchestral. I've done the nostalgia impact. I'm going to give it a 2 for impact.
Yeah, that sounds like a good
Because
number.
it's our generation's version of A Christmas Carol. I couldn't name another one other than Mickey.
Like of the
A
Christmas
version
Carol.
of a Chris. I know there's a lot, but I couldn't name
Well,
another
there's
one.
that Jim Carrey one.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
anything
later,
about
though.
it.
That was like 2000, late 2000s.
There's one
It
like
would-
this or last year.
They used the same animation style as like Polar Express.
Oh, and the
Where-
captain
so
of the Titanic.
Yeah. So it looks like Jim Carrey, but not. It's weird.
Yeah, right.
You know what? I reckon I know more of the Christmas Carol story from the various TV shows that have done an episode based around it.
Yeah.
Family Guy, The Simpsons.
But I think if it wasn't for this movie, our generation would just kind of know the story
yeah.
rather than have a movie to talk about the story
Yeah.
of.
Okay.
So a 2
A
for
2.
impact.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because I don't know if it won any awards.
Nah.
Best
Won
puppeteering.
Best puppeteering by a man in the lead role.
Frank Oz.
Best dancing by a Michael Caine.
Won the Razzie for worst dancing. Has he won Academy Awards, Michael Caine?
He's won 2 of them, isn't he?
Has he? What
Yeah.
for?
He won one for a Woody Allen movie called Hannah and Her Sisters.
Yep.
And then he won
Is that
one
an orgy
for
movie?
The Cider House Rules.
Is Hannah and her sisters like flow on from Alfie? Where he's a playboy, so he sleeps with Hannah and all their sisters?
No, I think it's about with this Woody Allen movie. It's about a small neurotic Jewish man in New York, and there's Diane Keaton's there.
Okay.
Carrie Fisher, or is she in that other one? Diane Weiss.
Or yeah, okay. Oh, I'll look.
I
it up.
can't remember. It's like the Woody
It's
Allen
Woody
movies
Allen.
are the same.
Yeah,
You
okay.
know, there's men and women and stuff,
Yeah.
sex, something. Anyway,
Okay. 2.
um,
You've got a note for impact.
yeah. So I looked up. There's this website called Screen Rant. They ranked it number 1 best Christmas Carol adaptation.
Well, that's correct.
But you've only seen this one.
Yeah.
The Mickey
Well-
one wasn't even on the list.
Do you reckon that's well
Scrooged was on there.
on
The Bill Murray movie.
on our other podcast, Rainbow Popcorn? The I stands for iconicness. This has a high
I
iconicness
think it's pretty iconic.
because Scrooged, Mickey, Muppet, Weird Jim Carrey. They're the only 4 I know, and I've only
Okay.
seen one.
Yep.
So that's iconic.
Yeah.
And Kermit is an iconic character, an iconic actor of our generation.
Right. That's true. What you talking about, Mo?
Rewatchability is the R of De Niro.
I think it's pretty high rewatchability. It's nice. The songs are good. There's feels.
The jokes are good.
The jokes are good. And it's short.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
hour
true.
and a half.
You could watch this after carols before going to bed on Christmas Eve.
You could if that was your prerogative.
Yeah. I'm not going to
No, I'm not going to either.
because I'm going to be tired.
Yeah.
Anyway, just if anyone wanted to know what
These
I'm doing
plans
Christmas
for after
Eve
carols are to go to bed.
is to sing.
To
we
finish his Christmas
wish you a
shopping.
Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. I've bought one Christmas present, actually.
I'm saying I've bought 2.
The second one I know, and we're flying to our Christmas present tomorrow.
Yeah, one is yours,
Yep.
and I'm claiming one as the concerts I'm going to with Mum.
Oh, yeah. I bought Mum a month ago, and it's in
spoiler.
February.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to be like, Mum,
What date in February?
keep
It's not the same as my
keep
thing. In
the
February.
12th of February, whatever, free. She's like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's your Christmas present.
There
Anyway,
you go, Mum. Happy Christmas, Merry
if you'd
birthday.
like to buy us a Christmas present, go
Patreon.com.
to patreon.com/2drinkcinema, sign up for a level, and we'll find
Give
a
you
candy
shout
cane.
out. I am going to give the rewatchability of the Muppet Christmas Carol a 3.5.
I'm going to give it a 4.
I had a feeling you would, just based on the fact that you've scored everything a little bit higher than me.
I could rewatch these dad jokes over and over again. They're just so well delivered as well by Frank Oz mostly.
Yeah.
Do you think he was recording in the same scenes, like the same time?
Oh, like switching voices.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe that's why one sounded like Yoda. He forgot what set he was on.
That's true. I
Thought he was in the Dagobah system.
we have
Is that right? That's
yeah.
right.
They don't say Dagobah because that sounds
The
racist.
Dagobah. The Dagobah.
The Dagobah system. I saw a Graham Norton interview with Seth MacFarlane.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you get people that do voices, and when
voices.
when the interviewer asks
I do a
them
great
to
impersonation of a hot dog.
do a
Mrs. Doubtfire.
they feel like a bit like a trick monkey when
Yes.
they're asking them to do the voices.
Yeah.
But I think the way Graham Norton got Seth MacFarlane to do it was good. And speaking of Robin Williams, we saw that video. Remember we watched that video where that interviewer, the guy with the speech impediment, which we're not allowed to
He's a Jonathan
laugh
Ross.
at, yeah, made Robin Williams do these voices. And
Oh,
Robin
and
Williams just seemed really uncomfortable.
But it was uncomfortable because Jonathan Ross was a bad interviewer and was like, if you ask a question to Robin Williams, you have to be prepared to sit and say nothing and let him go for 5 minutes.
It's
It's not like, don't try to interrupt him and be like, no, that's not the question I asked.
If
Get
you're
to the point.
if you're a TV producer and you've got 10 minutes in your slot for Robin Williams, make it 15 and only write one question.
Cancel your other guests.
Yeah. Only write one question. If it's like the Tonight Show with David Letterman, because Jimmy Fallon, just get the other guy to come out. Like, don't go to an ad break and play him off. Just let Robin Williams go, and then rather than wait for him to stop to bring out Chris Evans,
Yeah.
just bring him on.
You mentioned the Tonight Show. I saw a funny little reel of a clip from Family Guy.
Yep.
And it was like, these people have been stuck on this island for 20 years. How do we know what history that's happened?
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
then Brian and Stewie get out a whiteboard and draw just like the Kardashians. And then it's like, oh, but then how did they become... how did Robert Kardashian die? It's like this and like, oh, and thing. And then they had to be like, oh, no. And then it was like, whatever they said. And it was like drawing O.J. Simpson. It's
Yes.
like, oh... But Jay Leno still does the Tonight Show, and I'm like, oh god! And it was like this Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Fallon, whoever.
But then, like, Jay Leno retired, but then has come back to Netflix. Yeah. Letterman is retired, but has come back to Netflix.
Yeah, they had like Letterman got a beard, Leno retired, and then crossed it out.
Came back. Yeah.
Anyway,
if you're a good interviewer, you should just be a good interviewer.
Yeah. Graham Norton is a good interviewer.
I saw a tweet the other day, speaking of late shows. At some point in this Soccer World Cup, I'm not going to watch it at a protest, but at some point England is going to play the USA.
Oh,
and someone said the winner, the loser has to keep James Corden, which no one wants. Leave him in Qatar.
Ooh. And no gays are going to Qatar, so there's no one to hate him. So, did I say guitar then? I think I did. I won't even say the word.
Let's not get political
Let's
about
not
Qatar.
fret about it. That was a guitar.
I'm not wearing my armband though.
Ooh.
Yellow card.
And
and then the heart of the ocean.
Titanic.
Overall,
you know, it's good. It's fun. It's
I wrote
great.
no notes.
It's different. It's unusual. Teenage Scrooge. My notes are good balance of thing. Michael Caine is good. Teenage Scrooge is terrible.
I wrote that. Ghost of Christmas Past is creepy.
Yep.
Teenage Ebenezer looks confused talking to the headmaster. The overture is very Christmassy. It's unlike Nosferatu, it's a classic novel used with permission.
Yeah, that was good. They got the permission so they could do the story well. Although Nosferatu did, just illegally.
I found our Wednesday wisdom.
I loved the bit. There was a funny bit. Scrooge wakes up and he's like, I'm not an asshole anymore. Yay, Christmas.
Yep.
And then he's like, goes in the mirror and he's like, oh, I'm alive. And then he goes, but I'm still ugly.
And then he goes out and yells to that person with a little rat thing.
You, what day is it? That was, no.
What day is it? It's Christmas, sir. Me, sir. It's Christmas, sir.
Oh, I haven't missed it.
What did
Don't
he
know
think
why.
had happened 3 days had passed?
Well, he hasn't slept. He's clearly on hallucinogens.
True.
He was excited that his bed curtains were still there.
Yeah, because didn't they loot him?
The creepy spider Muppet.
Looted
Oh,
him. Looted.
Wow, that was a creepy spider mullet.
If you're
Mullet,
rich,
Muppet.
don't die because you get looted
Yeah.
in
Well,
18th century London.
I'll just die and not be rich.
Good plan. Patreon.com/Two Drink Cinema.
If you want me to die rich, pay me.
If you want to loot our places when we die, we need to be rich in the first place.
There'll probably
Would you
still
want
be half a bottle of creme de menthe there.
Would you want a... Oh, there'll still be Liquor 43. Would you want
And
a
they're
four-poster
brandy
bed with
to
curtains?
I don't want a four-poster bed. Hanging
Why?
on the corner of my... I don't know, because it's too... There's things in the way.
You need a tall ceiling,
Yeah.
I think, to have a four-poster bed.
But why? Why do you need a four-poster bed?
With curtains, I don't know. Is it
It's
because...
just bougie and...
No, but didn't
Stupid.
they always have, like, big rooms? And then, so the bed was like a bedroom within the big room.
Yeah.
And maybe the servants could come in and clean and stoke the fire without disturbing you in your little
Maybe.
curtained-off area.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe it was for better warmth as well, because it's a big stone room.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Anyway, life is made up of meetings and partings. That is the way of it. That's our Wednesday wisdom.
If you need to
I don't know what
the
it
measure
means.
of a man, you simply count his friends.
Oh, that's better.
Yep. That was in a song about Christmas for Michael Caine. Did he sing a songy song, sing
We'll
song?
make sure we highlight that because I'll make that the
Singy,
Wednesday
singy,
wisdom.
Singy song, songy sing song.
What's the score? What did I give it overall?
You haven't yet.
3.75.
3.75. I'm giving it a 3.5.
I'm not adding a point for this cocktail.
Can we take one off? Okay. There is still the majority of this cocktail left. Look
Yeah.
at the disgusting yuck at the end of yours.
The chocolate has settled. Well, that's what hot chocolate does, unfortunately. Even the really good
know
one we
what?
have in the cafe, it settles.
The chocolate has settled, but my stomach hasn't yet. Okay, so overall, the Muppet Christmas Carol has a score of 48 out of 100,
That's not bad. It's almost half.
which puts it in the top 10.
Oh,
It scored more than Casablanca.
really?
Yeah.
Well, I
interesting.
didn't cry in Casablanca.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Casablanca
6,
wasn't horny.
7th. Muppet Christmas Carol
Yeah,
is
okay.
7th between Casablanca and Tootsie.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I did
Well,
think...
you know, it got one extra point for representation because I'm pretty sure that the representation in Casablanca was a big fat 0.
No, I gave it something for representation.
We gave it a 2.75.
For representation,
Yeah.
yeah. Because there were people from around the world and they weren't stereotyped.
No drink, no cry, little nostalgia, little
Yeah.
rewatchability, actually.
Yeah, because it's slow. Anyway, let's
I
not
gave it-
rehash our Casablanca review.
Gave it the same overall score.
We're going to have a break.
We're going to
And
have
then
a break.
we're going to look at some Google reviews
We are.
for the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yay.
And I'm going to get a different drink.
Thanks.
Two Drink Cinema! All right. Before we do our Google reviews, I looked up the Ghost of Christmas Past
Don't
to
do
see
it.
if that was a thing.
The stuff of nightmares.
So it's its own thing. It's not a Muppet. They made a new thing. It
they
appears
hoping
to
to
Ebenezer
merchandise it?
Scrooge in the Muppet Christmas Carol to remind him of his troubled past, appearing as an ethereal, childlike figure.
It's a dead child.
In the audio commentary for the film's video release, Brian Henson explained the difficulty in achieving the ethereal look of the ghost. The first shots filmed had the puppet submerged in a tank of baby oil, which proved
What?
to be expensive and difficult to keep clean, so the remaining footage was shot with the puppet in water. Alternate versions, the Swedish chef plays the Ghosty of Christmas Repast in Yet Another Christmas Story, a story in A Very Muppet Christmas. Rhubarb the Grouch appears to Oscar as the Grouch of Christmas Past in A Sesame Street Christmas Carol.
Yep.
Anne Murray plays the Ghost of Christmas Past in A Special Sesame Street Christmas.
Oh, okay. Good on you, Anne
Okay,
Murray.
I don't know who Anne Murray is.
I believe she's a Canadian singer.
Well, there you go. Google reviews, a 5-starer.
Yep.
I just hit refresh and my thing mucked up. 5 stars. Hello, world. I am a true Muppety Muppet lover.
Oh,
This is
God,
my
here we
list
go.
of reasons of why this movie is the best ever and ever. The Muppets are given such great roles. I love the idea of Kermit being Bob Cratchit. It works so well.
So well.
Who else is going to be? Gonzo and Rizzo are so funny in this movie. Gonzo forever. And so much more to come.
Is that it?
That's it.
God.
Here are my list. This is my list of reasons. She's given 2.
That's
and
not a
then
list.
and said, and so much more to come, but then hasn't said any more.
The title of this review on IMDb, because they couldn't find any shit ones on Google,
It's got a 4.8 on Google.
is called Made Me Want to Cry. This film is the worst movie I've seen in a while. Good story, but just the CGI and acting tore me up inside. And don't even get me started on the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Oh, yeah.
Michael's acting in this
Oh, my mate
seemed
Michael.
like the developers got some random old man on the street and paid him a $5 to stand around and look half grumpy. Thanks, Michael Caine. Kids crying. Thumbs up emoji.
The developers?
I don't know.
The film developers?
I don't know.
They mean producers.
The guy at the pharmacy that's developing the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin Williams, the film guy. This movie has always been my mum's absolute favourite. She watches it any time of the year and around Christmas time watches it multiples times.
Multiples times. Simple.
I myself have a special place in my heart for this movie. It is by far the best version of A Christmas Carol. The acting, music and message is fantastic.
Oh. Michael Caine talks with a Swedish voice. This is... Well, one thing about seeing and listening to a movie is to hear the language spoken in the film. But as a Swede, I have to hear Michael Caine talk with a Swedish voice. I love The Muppet
When?
Show and Michael Caine, but I don't want mixed with a Swedish tongue.
When does he speak Swedish?
Don't know.
Is that person watching the Swedish version of it?
I don't know, but Lars Wilberg, I don't know what you're doing. I think that might be my last review. It's really hard to find bad ones.
Yeah, loved it. Watch it every year. Great. From the music to the humour. Fantastic even for the old. Reminds me of my employer. All I can do is laugh. Just great. They were all individual sentences.
Oh, really?
Just like bang, 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 bang.
Dickens' Christmas Carol must have been filmed about 200 times right about now, and I'm sure those Hollywood executives will do so in the next century as well, as the story is quite a winner. So this is the Muppets' interpretation of it, with Michael Caine in the role of Ebenezer Scrooge and Kermit as Bob Cratchit. Scrooge is mean, cold and cheap, but he's visited by some ghosts yada yada, and God bless us everyone. Anyway, the Muppets don't really do anything special with the story, so this one just blends in with all the other Christmas carols. Not a standout movie for sure. 5 out of 10 though.
They don't do anything special
They
with
don't
the
do
movie.
anything special.
Gonzo,
Anyway.
Gonzo plays Charles Dickens.
Visited by some ghosts yada yada.
They make 2 Marleys so that it can be Stadler and Waldorf
Exactly.
rather than just Goofy.
Yeah. Oh, let's move on, shall we?
Okay, what's next week?
Next week, the movie for next week was released on the 11th of June, 1947. Is a Christmas movie.
Okay, so it is 75?
70?
5. Yes.
Yeah.
50 plus 20 plus 2 plus 3. Yep. 75. I don't know.
It grossed $2.7 million from a $630,000 budget.
Well, that's pretty good. That's more than Speed 2.
Yeah. I'll keep going. It's directed by George Seaton.
No,
I'll keep going.
don't know him.
Interestingly,
Okay.
it was the debut film of Thelma Ritter. But she doesn't have a
Oh.
major part in it. She's like a bit in.
She doesn't do major parts. She's probably the same character.
Yeah,
She's probably on her way to see Jimmy Stewart.
yeah. It stars Maureen O'Hara, John Payne, Edmund Gwenn, and a very young Natalie Wood.
Oh,
Definitely Natalie Wood.
oh,
Wood.
it's the one, and Santa's in it.
Santa's in it. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, and there's been a newer version.
Yeah, with Matilda.
Yeah. Miracle on 34th Street.
That's the one.
Hooah!
Good, because I didn't come up with a.
The original.
I didn't come up with a little synonym.
Saintly action on the street after 33rd. We haven't, in a long time, gotten to a synonym.
No, because one of the most recent ones we had to guess was, this grossed $2.2 billion. Titanic.
Yeah. Oh, I read a headline. I haven't read the article.
Yep, that sounds
Apparently,
about right.
Avatar: The Way of Water needs to take $2.2 billion to break even.
So they spent $2 billion making a movie.
Well, that's what this headline is seeming to indicate. I'll
I don't
find an
believe
article.
that. I don't believe that at all. How can you spend $2 billion on a movie? Like, James Cameron would have the money for it, but why would you spend that much money?
Well, unless he threw that money to the bottom of the ocean after Titanic.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's because he had to spend time writing an original story and not just stealing Fern Gully.
But also maybe because it took him 20 years to do another one.
So paid by the year.
Sam Worthington goes, if you want me to come back 20 years later, give me more money.
Yeah.
And is it Zoe Saldana? She's much bigger now than she was
Yeah.
in the first Avatar because she's been a Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and to something else.
Correct. Six
She's
degrees.
She's not just that girl from Centre
Oh
Stage
dear,
anymore.
6 degrees. Okay, I got it.
Cool.
We are going from Michael Caine
Yep.
to Leonardo DiCaprio
Yep.
from Inception.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And then we are going from Leonardo DiCaprio was directed by Steven Spielberg in Catch Me If You Can.
Yep.
Steven Spielberg directed Rita Moreno in the new West Side Story, who starred in the first West Side Story with Natalie Wood.
Who's in Miracle on 34th Street.
Miracle on
Who's
30.
a little baby who believes in Santa.
Oh, Santa's real. There could be kids listening.
And
Hopefully not.
hopefully not, you bunch of...
Haven't had the C-bomb in a few episodes now.
Do you want it?
No. All right.
Christmas.
That's all right.
That's a good one.
We're making it harder for ourselves in 2023. In 2023, we're doing 6 degrees of 2-drink cinema.
Fick.
We're only allowed to link with movies we've done.
Which is good. Like, we've done a fair few movies now.
We'd be close to 100.
And if you can get to Robin Williams, that's half the movies we've done.
Yeah. And we've got to remember things like
Batman.
the Alfred for 3 different Batmen.
Yeah.
And Chris O'Donnell and Alicia Silverstone. Because once you get to any of those 4 Batmans,
Yeah.
you've got Jim Carrey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Uma Thurman, Michael Keaton, George Clooney, Val Kilmer.
Because you can get Batman Returns to Uma Thurman, Kill Bill, which we've also done.
Yes.
To...
All sorts of things.
I think that's where it stops because I don't know if we've done anything that has anybody else from Kill Bill in it.
Lucy Liu. We've talked about Ally McBeal, but we haven't done
We've
it.
talked about Ally McBeal. Yes, we have.
We've done a lot of movies.
We have done a lot of movies.
So go back through the back catalogue and find your favourite
Yep.
and listen and send us a socials message if we haven't done your favourite.
Yeah.
Because we haven't
you
put
want a
together the
movie-
list for 2023 yet
I've
fully.
come up with some prospective movies.
Okay.
One we've talked about.
Ally McBeal.
Ally McBeal, the movie. Dancing Baby.
Da, da, da. Is that song? Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga.
ooga, chaka.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. Feliz Navidad, everybody. Brett's been a dancing baby.
Dancing Michael
Oh,
Caine.
dancing Michael Caine baby.
It's in the joy of giving gifts to another.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. Make sure you follow us on the socials at Two Drink Cinema and follow at the Two Brothers ENT. Head over to Rainbow Popcorn. The link's in the episode description. We're about to do a couple of queer Christmas movies there. We got a couple of more Christmas movies for Two Drink Cinema, so make sure you are paying attention for that, starting with A Miracle on 34th Street next week. Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee.
Two Drink Cinema!